who do you listen to? Who do you listen to? Um, as much as like we all think we know it all, and then so I try to hire a coach for myself because like I always have a coach. In the last 8-9 years I had several different style of coaches, therapists, because it is part of my self-development. It's part of like how I'm going to learn, how I want to like expose myself to the new information, to do the new styles of management, new style of communication, interaction, business development. But who do you listen to? It like caught my um, attention in the last 2 months or last month, and I was like, it's really important who we're listening to. So if I am choosing a role model for myself that it's not where I want to be, it's it doesn't have the balance that I want to get, it doesn't have the peace that I want to get, or like applying judgment or whatever. If that person didn't do what you've been through or what you've been exposed to, that person can't really like understand the pain that you went through, or you can't listen to that person. That person can be your coach. So one of the point that I want to get is, if someone comes and wants to be your instructor and your teacher or your coach, listen to what they want to say, and if only 20% it just applies to your life and it applies to what you've been through, just take that information, use it, filter it, and then take it, and then you don't have to listen to everybody, like whatever people tell you, whatever news tell you, whatever like leaders or tell you. Then this is like a recipe to a failure, because then we're going to be a copy of each other. No one is going to know what is our intention. No one is going to know what we went through. If let's say if I want to open a new business, let's say I want to open a pharmacy, and you never open any pharmacy and you never even open the business. If I'm coming to you and asking for your advice, you can give me advices based on what you heard, but you can't exactly direct me in like where I need to get, because you've never been exposed to the problems or the challenges or difficulties that I am getting exposed to. So I found who I'm listening to very, very crucially important. I got challenged by it, and like this was a subject that I thought, ooh, it's like at all the time, go check with yourself. Why I'm listening to this person? What is it this person adding? Is this person have the knowledge, have the experiences? And if it doesn't, then you can just take some of this advices and just apply it to your life. This podcast that I won, there was a couple of stuff that I remember when I was there. I'm like, so important to when I go back to talk about it in my own podcast. Like one example was sitting there and letting people, like, because we were supposed to say like from 0 to 10 everyone, like it was interesting because it said, how do you rate yourself, right? And I was like, how do I rate myself? How do I rate myself? It goes back to what? To how I feel about myself. Because how I look, let's say if I'm in a Middle Eastern culture, if I'm in an Asian culture, if I'm the skinniest, I'm gonna be rated like, I don't know, 10 out of 10. If I'm in a Middle Eastern culture, like the more curvy I am, I'm gonna be 10 out of 10. So is it, am I sitting here and waiting, if I rate myself 10 out of 10, who's gonna validate it and who's not? And it was very a good experience to just sit there and be confident about how I feel myself and not letting other people's opinion interfere with how I feel about myself. So like I went and I sat there in an uncomfortable position, but it was just reassurance for myself. It was important how I feel about myself. It was so no one can break me, because if I feel 10 out of 10, if you call me 7, if you call me 6, there is no voice here wants to challenge me. I feel good enough. I'm like, of course I do have my wrinkles. Of course I do have my stretch marks. Of course I have this and that. But I feel 10 out of 10. I feel good about myself. And you can break it based whatever category that you're going to put me in. So this was one of the subjects that I definitely want to make sure that I talk about it in my own podcast. I want every girl to be strong. I want every girl to sit there by herself and feel like I'm 10. I'm 10. I value myself 10. I'm beautiful. I am valuable. Like, I'm not going to sit here and see if someone said I'm a 6. Oh, let me go see why I'm a 6. No, you're a 10. And just go find your own values. Go feel your best on your own skin for yourself. When I was in this podcast, we talked about if having a kid or bringing a human being to this world, how important that is for every individual and every human being. And people were worried about the legacy that they want to leave, like, and this is why my value as a woman or as a man, if I have a kid or not, or if I brought a human being to this world or not, like, I can be more valued or less valued. And I don't know why people are worried about their legacies. Like, I want to make sure, have everyone watched that video, like how big is universe and how tiny we are? We were like equivalent, like if we want to compare sizes, it will the size of the maggots. And imagine if the maggot talks about, I know this is a very bad example, but if the maggot talks about my legacy, you're like, you're too tiny. And I'm not sure how much effect you have in the world, but just you as an individual, try to do your best today, right now. This is your legacy. This is your legacy. Your legacy is right now to send out a loving vibration, to send out love to the world, to love yourself first, to accept yourself, to make sure you're 10 out of 10, to feel 10 out of 10, and this is your legacy. And your legacy will vibrate to the world. And more, like even for myself, it took me so many decades in order for me to learn how to love myself. More I love myself, I got to the point of like, what are my values? And how I see myself, it will vibrate toward the world. You know how people have a different degree and different style of saying who's beautiful or who's not, which is completely like opinionated. So if we feel beautiful enough, beautiful inside, it will reflect to how you see yourself on your appearance. So my legacy is to figure out who I am and how can I be in my best version. How can I not allow the world opinion affect how I feel about myself? This is my legacy. I want to be the best version of myself on my own terms for myself and feel good and I want to love everybody. I think your character can define how you look.
Exactly.
And I know so many people that they had such an amazing character. Everyone was in love with them, and within 2-3 months, 6 months, that person was the most attractive person. So that person was the most attractive person, and I was like, wow, what is this? What is this that this person is this attractive and no one even cares how that person looks like? It was what was radiating outside. I know we talked about, like if you're ugly, don't talk about like your beauty from inside. But here's the news: is regardless how you look like from outside, because the person that you become, the butterfly is going to come out of that cocoon, like it will surprise people. Your love, your character, your being charismatic, it will attract people that they want to be around you. So keep that in mind. Don't let, if someone calls you based on how you look like, that don't allow that affect you. Just work on your inner beauty and let it shine through you. This is the subject. Like, these are the things that I said I want to talk about it after this. And how us as a woman, allow other women, allow other men to tell us, so that's how I look like. So is it thumbs up or is it thumbs down? This is why we have all this, women have this hatred towards each other. This is why the woman has competition with each other. Maybe let's not use the word hatred. I want to use the word competition. This is why woman has competition with each other. This is why woman tries so hard to take care of her appearance more than try to take care of her inside. So because that was an example of when I went to that podcast, we had to stand there to see how other people rate us, how we look like. I did it because I respected the podcast, but just like I gave another example, for example, with the strip club. Like when I went to the strip, I was hurt. I watched other women to bend over and take the monies from floor, and I was like, is this something that I ever want my daughter to do? Is this something that I ever want someone like my sister to do? No, I want every girl to be strong enough to not to use her body. I wish for a day that we are so strong that we use sex as a joy in our life. We use our body as how much we have joy from life, not from making money, not from getting humiliated, not from we are selling ourselves. So this podcast actually was a very good experience. It was a very good exposure to just sit there and watch people hammering you or smashing you with their opinion. I also got exposed to, at the end of the day, more and more confident I am. I just sat there and I was just reading all the comments about myself, and I'm like, oh wow, this is a very good practice, because I did not feel anything. I didn't feel upset. I didn't feel hyped up, but it was a good experience for me to see a young girl can get affected by these opinions. If you don't work on yourself to on your confidence and how about you feel about yourself, then you are so vulnerable and open to the outside world to just like smash you with their words, smash you with their opinion, and you even forget oh my God, what was I doing? I felt good about myself. I felt good about that I am my age. Okay, I'm gonna say it like that. I felt good about my age, because in general, who likes to be old? I don't like to get old. Of course it's much more fun to be young. But if someone is gonna come and call me old, am I gonna be shattered? No. I'm gonna appreciate that I had a beautiful life. I'm gonna appreciate that I had a very eventful life, and I was able to build this confidence for myself. I was able to experience life and to create this person that I want to be. So yeah, that. They fed us the idea, we've been fed the idea of who we are supposed to be as a mom, as a daughter, as a woman, and it's so common and it's so worldwide, and I feel like there is one purpose, and we've been brought to the earth to fit this purpose, which is being perfect by this category. So look beautiful, be a good mom, be a good citizen, and even what is good? What is good? I'm even confused. What is good? What is this belief system? Who made this belief system? Who made this belief system? Someone just like me and you made this belief system? No, here's the thing. Someone just like me and you made this belief system. And then he said, in order for you to be a good woman, you need to follow A, B, C, D. And as a conclusion, you are a complete woman. No. And then we were fed about what is beautiful. Your eyes need to be big, and the color needs to be this color. Your skin tone needs to be this and that in order to be beautiful. Who measured this beauty? Who measured this beauty? And then we just sat there, we accepted it, and we believed whatever this person or these people said in order to believe about ourselves. So is it only being beautiful? Is it the only purpose the only thing that we have here to offer? No. I want to have my own flaws. I want to have my own, I don't know, whatever. So make sure you offering your beauty, it should be one. It should be, regardless you're a man or woman, you being beautiful, you feeling beautiful about yourself, taking steps in order to feel beautiful about yourself is very, very important. But just offering beauty is not sustainable. Go be in touch with your own feeling. Go be in touch with who you want to be, not basically what your mom and dad and society told you to be. Who do you want to be? So that makes you who you are. I don't know what happened for about a month or 3 weeks. I think somehow I liked a wrong video, or I shared a wrong video with my friends, and my Instagram algorithm, it completely changed to bullshit. Because it changed to bullshit, and I was I thought Instagram is all about motivational quotes. I don't know how to express this, because I thought Instagram is actually a very good tool. It all talks about motivational quotes, and it all talks about how to improve yourself, and it's not a bad tool. And after that 1 month that I kind of liked something maybe I wasn't supposed to like, or shared the video, the algorithm completely changed, and I was shocked and surprised with the stuff that I saw in the Instagram. It was imagine if people sit and listening to these bullshits. And I was shocked. The people were giving advices people who went through the heartbreaks. People went through pain that they didn't know how to deal with their pain. People go through breakups, and then they come and they become, I don't know, advisor on the Instagrams, and I was oh wow, does really public sit and listen to this? And then this can be a really wrong information. So if you want, I'm gonna go back and maybe adding this to what we talked about. Who are you listening to? I might be good in my business, so you cannot take my advice and apply it 100% to your life. You can take me as an example and the stuff that I did good and I was able to succeed in life, you can take those as example. I'm not a therapist. I am not a coach, relationship coach. So I cannot let other people false advertisement without them knowing is a false advertisement, or negative experiences impact my life, or create a shallow lifestyle in my life. So make sure which book to read, search what books you need to read, which doctors you follow, which motivational therapists and coaches you follow. All of it is super important for you to create a path for yourself and for your life. So if you want to compare the algorithm of the Instagram or your social media to your own life, you know how I told you for a month I liked the wrong videos, I shared the wrong videos, and my Instagram completely changed to like nonsense. It's the same style in your own life. So it depends what you're putting out there, who are you surrounding yourself with. You change that algorithm of your lifestyle. So if I surround myself with all like independent women, with all the women that they love to work on themselves, they want to be able to achieve a certain success in their life, so I'm gonna be surrounded with so many strong minded women, and which I'm learning from them. But so this is the algorithm that I'm creating for myself. But compare, if I want to be all about nudity or all about selling myself or like, I don't know, porn, I will create that algorithm in my life. So be mindful who you're surrounding yourself with. Be mindful what kind of algorithm you're choosing for your life. You are creating for your life, whether you like it or not, because our action is going to create a certain reaction. So be mindful of if you find yourself in this reaction that is hurtful to you or throwing you off, just go find what did I do in order to create this algorithm.